So, around reflectors, let's have a look. So light quality, there's a lot to do with the feathering of the light. That is when we go from bright to darkness. So for the round reflectors, let's have a look at this with Slaja. Okay, so let's start off again. Okay, diffusion 1. Let's have a look at this. I'll start in the background again so we can really see the round circular shape. And then we're taking it in a little bit on the neck, get a nice bounce back on her chin. Looks gorgeous. And then we take it onto the face. There we go. Yeah, sun's coming. And there again, we see it on the eyelid. It sparkles. Go straight again. There we go. To the sides. Shadows moving. We actually can look at this again too, how the shadow moves because virtually the light source is further away. If you're interested in why this is this way, I did a special video on this already some time ago. You can find it on the YouTube channel. But for us right now, what we want to look at is what happens when we pan the light into the face. There we go. So we have it, you see, it's not like a line like we're used to it. It always has a fall off. There's always something that's more organic about it. Yeah, it took us some time to do this, but thanks for everybody who pushed us to finally make the round reflectors. So go to the side, then down again a little bit, and up. Let's catch some highlight again. Come closer. Okay, look a little bit further up. There we go. Boom. Perfect. To the side. Can catch some light on the background too. That's a nice thing, right? You have some light in the background, you don't want to be tilted off. But that's again, you get that with the square ones too. But here you can really feel it again, that it's not a shape. It's a square. There's something round about it. Maybe it's also because we're so used to this from Fresnel lights to the round shape. Or it's just because, you know, sun, the moon, everything is round. Kind of like this, also beautiful. Just the tip going. Okay, diffusion 1 square. Panning in on the background first. Okay, of course, here now really see the technicalness of the shape. Take it in. So that could be fine if this is like a window, right? But again, what we saw before with the quality that the round gave us. Look at this. This is becomes more like an effect, it feels like. Cool for some stuff, but not as a standard workhorse, even with the if we go over here, insane. Yeah, the round one really shows the quality to this. And the square becomes like a shape. It can be cool, like this, no? Or just bouncing it off the chin, but it is super different. Ah, very good. Good to see this. Thanks. So what we're looking at now is a diffusion 2, and I'm just going to borrow some light and put in the background so we actually see the circleness of it. And what's really interesting is, like the quality, like we know from diffusion 2, it's really precise, but it's got a certain amount of diffusion, and I can take it in, which is really cool. But the difference now is, with the eye light, especially if I come up front, maybe a little bit harsh, I can take it off again, but just that we can look at the eye light as well. Yeah, there we go. And then I can work with it. And it feels more, how should I say, more focused, the beam. And that definitely is the round reflector as well. And then I can pan it on and off, really looking for the mood that we're trying to create. Yeah, even like this on the background, like a snapshot. You really see the beam on the back. And then, because obviously we have the virtual light source, it looks like a light bulb, right? So I'm panning the reflector, and it actually feels like I'm moving a light source. So those are the qualities that we in general know. But in terms of the round reflector, what I'm really surprised about is the fall off. That it doesn't feel technical. It feels more like I'm taking a beam off, so much more what we know from Fresnels or Fresnel lights actually. So it's actually really, really exciting. I take it off again a little bit and I put it back on. I go to the side, take it off, come back in again. And we just have a little bit of fill light. So what we did is I put an analog into the ceiling at 5.6K and we took an aperture ADC at 4.5K, just a little bit better for the skin, of course. So we have a little bit of separation. So if I take the light off, what you see on our forehead is the bounce into the ceiling from the analogs. And the rest is basically all up to the mood that we're trying to create. Okay, so I think this is kind of cool from Diffusion 2. And obviously, Miss Lodges knows it works really well with this, with the shadow. I'll come up front again, add a little bit again to the background. Actually, I like it really front lit too. There's something about that. Coming to the side. Awesome. Yeah, it's really interesting how the feathering changes. It loses this technicalness of it. Obviously, we're talking about close-ups, and when the reflector is really close, not because that's actually cool. You can see how close the reflector is to Lodge's face, but it doesn't feel like a light source, obviously. All about the distance of light. But now, of course, the closer we get to the eyes, the more the shape starts to come into game too. That's awesome. Cool. So, square, Diffusion 2. You can come a little bit further over. Yeah, there you go. So, okay, I'll take it to the background again. Yeah, and that way, of course, can start to see the square really clearly on the background. Take it in. Of course, the light has the same quality of diffusion, so that looks cool. But when I come close again and I tint it in, we see the square. So that's going to obviously disappear when we go to Diffusion 1, because then again we're back to where the round one is. But you can really clearly see it on the background, what it does. And this kind of what it means when the light's focused. You can really start to see the square, and this maybe I can turn it 45 degrees, at least get the angle. But yeah, you get the picture. It's it's crazy, the difference. Okay, and then in, out, yeah, it feels like now a technical gradient, which might be cool, you know, for a window. That's kind of when you go in and out, when you have a technical source or a door, but when it's just on the face, it's different, yeah. So, diffusion number 3, round, again the same thing. Let's look at the background first. So here's what really interesting. Obviously, because diffusion 3, the gradient is much bigger, but still we feel the circular shape. And now we can pan it onto the face. Obviously, we can feel the level of diffusion. You can go really close. Yeah, that's starting to look gorgeous. And here, it's interesting too, of course, right? So the round surface makes a big difference the more diffused the surface gets. And we can see it in the eyes. Now the circular shape is really starting to fall into place, because the harder the reflector is, of course you're going to see more the source that you're bouncing into this. So the round shape, of course, makes much more sense when we're talking about eye light, the more diffused you get. Yeah, I mean, that's just really classic. Let me try something more extreme, get even closer, and I'll pan it off. Yeah, I mean, the magic of that it feels diffused and the light's far away is, of course, the Lightbridge products, but the round shape now is adding a certain level of an organic thing to it, which is awesome. Okay, perfect. I'll pan it off, pan it on again. Wonderful. Okay, so diffusion 3, square. Now on this one, let's start at the background again. Yeah, you see it's like one surface coming in. I'll try to go into the corner so we see the difference. feels, maybe it feels like a little bit like the square, but obviously with the level of diffusion changes. Now I come in. See, and now the interesting thing is now you can really see that it's a square in the eyes. It's just not round. When they go to the background, it's also, yeah, it is just a more technical shape. It is a little bit more, obviously, because it's diffused. You don't see the corners that precise anymore. But, then go out, take it back in again. Yeah, it's a super soft gradient. But of course, we've got a square shape in the eyes. Come to the sides. And then we just can choose the mood super easy by panning the reflector around, of course. Perfect. Yeah. Cool, so that's the square.